Contact clock will resume on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. T-minus 9 minutes.
And we are at T-minus 9 minutes and counting as Atlantis is preparing for launch on shuttle mission STS-112, less than 9 minutes away at this point on a return mission to the International Space Station. The ground launch sequencer has been initiated, and NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding is about to call for the transmittal of stored pre-launch commands. Pilot Pam Melroy is flipping the switches in the cockpit to directly connect the 3 fuel cells to the essential power buses.
OTC, PLT, essential buses are connected.
And at this point, the orbiter access arm will be retracted away from the vehicle. This is the walkway used by the crew to gain entry into and out of the vehicle.
Go for OAA retract. Atlantis OTC, Godspeed as you construct the framework to change ancient dreams into a reality among the stars.
Thank you very much.
That was a note from our OTC, Jerry Goodson. T-minus 7 minutes and counting.
NTD LPS.
Go LPS.
Second RF glitch, we'll be working 27 volume 5, section 121, section 27B, inhibiting redundant switch on GPCA, OI, and payload A.
Okay, copy. ST entity, you concur with that?
ST concurs.
Okay, copy that. And GLS, please insert a hold at 5. GLS copies. And LPS, do you have a go to proceed?
And work.
NTD ST, we don't...
TLT, OTC, perform APU restart.
In work.
LPS, say again, please. LPS NTD.
Go ahead.
Yes, are you complete with your reconfiguration?
We are complete.
And your nominal configuration to go for launch?
Affirmative.
Okay, and ST, you concur?
ST concurs.
Okay, copy that, and launch director NTD. NTD is launch director, you're clear to proceed. Okay, copy that. And GLS, we would like to remove the hold. GLS copies as complete. Okay, I copy that, and attention all personnel, we will continue to count at T-minus 5 minutes. We have resolved our issue.
And we have a go for auxiliary power unit start. And the launch team has terminated liquid oxygen replenish to the external tank.
Reconfigure heaters.
T-minus 4 minutes and counting. A final test of the flight control surfaces will be conducted now. This is a program pattern of movements designed to verify the readiness for launch of the engines and other flight surfaces.
Copy that.
Coming up on final aero surface checks of the orbiter's wing elevons and rudder. It's being completed at this point. This verifies the orbiter's hydraulic systems. Also, next, the 3 main engines will be gimbaled as a final test prior to launch. The next event will be the retraction of the gaseous oxygen vent hood as it's slowly retracted away from the top of the external tank.
PLT copies. In work.
And everything continues to look good with the Space Shuttle Atlantis. And we are at T-minus 2 minutes and counting.
OTC, PLT, caution and warning, memory clear is complete. No unexpected messages.
In Atlantis, OTC, close lock your visors, initiate O2 flow. GLS is go for for ET, LHQ pressure 6. Atlantis, roger.
T-minus 1 minute and counting. All looks good for launch of Shuttle Atlantis from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. T-minus 50 seconds. And we are transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Atlantis is now running off of its 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start. And we have a go for auto sequence start. Atlantis' onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. 15 seconds. 13. 11. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. We have both main engines start. 2. 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Atlantis, building the station and our future in space.
Houston now controlling the flight of Atlantis.
Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Atlantis into the roll, the external tank camera placing the shuttle in a heads-down wings level position for that 8.5-minute ride to orbit. The Florida Space Coast disappearing as Atlantis moves into the correct azimuth for orbit. 33 seconds into the flight. First condensation pouring over the top of the orbiter as the 3 liquid fuel main engines begin to throttle back in a 3-step fashion to 72% of rated performance. "49 seconds into the flight. Atlantis already 2.5 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, throttling up.
You are go and throttle up. Atlantis, roger.
The throttle up call from Capcom Ken Ham, acknowledged by Commander Jeff Ashby, joined on the flight deck by pilot Pam Milroy, flight engineer Sandy Magnus, and mission specialist Pierce Sellers, Dave Wolf, and Russian cosmonaut Fyodor Yurchikin seated down on the middeck. 1 minute, 20 seconds into the flight. This view from long-range trackers at Playa Linda Beach, north of the Kennedy Space Center, and now the external tank camera view once again. Atlantis 11.5 miles downrange, 17 miles in altitude, traveling 2,800 miles per hour. One minute, 45 seconds into the flight, about 20 seconds prior to solid rocket booster separation. Booster officer reports a good solid rocket booster separation. Guidance now converging. Atlantis' onboard computers commanding the main engine nozzles to gently swivel, aiming the shuttle for a precise target in space for main engine cutoff.
Atlantis, Houston, 2-engine TOW.
Atlantis, roger.
That call from Capcom Ken Ham, acknowledged by Commander Jeff Ashby, indicating that if one engine should fail, Atlantis can make a transoceanic abort to Zaragoza, Spain. However, all 3 main engines continue to function normally. 2 minutes, 50 seconds into the flight. Atlantis 72 miles downrange, 47 miles in altitude, traveling almost 4,500 miles an hour.
Atlantis, Houston, negative return.
Atlantis, roger.
And that call up confirming that Atlantis continues to head uphill. Capcom Ken Ham relaying that to Commander Jeff Ashby on board Atlantis. The orbiter and its 6 passengers on course and on time to reach the International Space Station on Wednesday.
Ops 3.